was recently on my live stream, and the majority of the questions I'm getting now, even after all the videos I've made, is, Javier, should I buy a house? I'm a first-time home buyer. And, majority of people think that, oh yeah, the home buyers are just gone. They're on vacation. They're not buying anymore. But when I was asking people live, hey, where's everybody's head at? Are you guys looking to buy right now versus are you preparing? The majority of people on there were looking to buy. So that tells me a lot of people still watching my videos might be in the market to still buy. And in today's message, I have a warning for you guys, because now more than ever, first-time home buyers need to look out for themselves first. Before anything, before your realtor, before your lender, before everyone else, you need to look out for yourself first. So here's the warning I have. Sorry, it's raining and I think rain's coming into the house. Give me one sec. Let me just speak some straight facts to you first and foremost. Interest rates are not going to get any better anytime soon. Right now, we're floating, I believe, in the 7s and 8s, and it's only expected to go higher, especially with the Fed, the recent, interest rate hike. Not the interest rate, sorry, the Fed rate hike. There's a great article on housingwire.com if you want to check it out. It explains it a lot better, and it goes over everything. But basically, in a way, what's happening is the Fed is using the housing market. They're burning it to try to save the economy. Their focus isn't to save the housing market right now. They're focused on other things, and the housing market is going to be the one affected from it. So anywho, interest rates are not going to get better anytime soon. So let's get that idea out of our head. A lot of people are still suffering the sadness, which I understand, over, oh my God, a year ago, 2 years ago, I could have got a rate at 3 or 4%. The time is gone. The opportunity has passed. If you did not take that chance for the opportunity, put on your big, whatever you are, pants on and move on. It sucks. Let's have a little 10-minute funeral about the fact that you didn't take advantage of the great interest rate because you were too scared to go into the housing market or you couldn't go for other reasons. Okay, that's your chance. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Now that we have that addressed, rates aren't going to go down anytime soon for the foreseeable future. Second warning for you guys. It doesn't make sense to buy right now. It absolutely doesn't make sense. If you are using logic as your determining factor for buying a home right now, there is no logic. It just logically, financially doesn't make sense if you're seeing your home as an investment. If you believe your house is only as an investment vehicle and nothing else, this is not the time for you to buy. The time for you to buy every 2 years is gone. And I don't think we're going to get back into those times forever. I have greatly taken advantage of myself. Me and my family have moved in 4 houses over the past 8 years because it was just so easy that anyone and their cousin Edgar, who's a realtor that just got their license a year ago, could make thousands of dollars just by simply buying and selling 2 to 3 years later with no taxes. Since, it's a 2-year, I don't know. I'm not going to get to it. I'm not a CPA. Talk to your CPA. But the point is, people were able to do it very easily. We're not at those times anymore. As I've been saying for the past 2 years, long-term purchases is where it's at right now. We're going to start seeing houses being held onto for a longer period of time. The 2-year time periods are gone. Maybe people are going to be holding on to their house at least 5-10 years. So that's number 2. There is no logical sense. Now, if number 1 is true, interest rates aren't going to go down anytime soon. Number 2, logic, there's just no logic in buying a house right now. 3, we have to understand that there are still people that might buy, and that might be one of you. There has to be a very strict guideline before you actually decide to buy right now. Because if you are buying right now, you're not seeing your home as an investment. You're seeing your home as shelter. You're purchasing shelter for you to live in, and that's it. I bought these Nintendo 64 cartridges and Nintendo 64 games with fully knowing that I'm going to lose value on these as soon as I buy them. I bought a new car fully knowing I'm going to lose value on it. But why did I buy that car? Because that car is not an investment. It's a need. It's a use I need it for. Got it? That is your house now. You're buying shelter. So you need to follow this train of thought. There's 3 things, so call them 3A, 3B, and 3C. Okay, I know it's getting confusing. People think I have a script when I start these. Guys, by the way, Zeke, I want smoke coming out of my fingers right now. If there's no smoke coming out of fingers like guns, I'm going to be mad. Okay? Shooting from the hip here, guys. So 3A, your budget needs to make sense. I know, I've been saying this for years. I know. Your budget needs to make sense. And here's the thing. Your monthly payment for the house you're buying needs to be around the same as the monthly payment you would be paying if you were renting a house in that similar area. Now, if it costs hundreds of dollars cheaper to rent, possibly consider renting for the time being. If it's still about the same price to own monthly payment wise versus renting, then it's a little more in your favor to buy. Budget wise, I have a lot of, stuff. Hold on, I got something for you. I got something good for you. Okay, boom, there you go. See, I'm a good marketer. There you go. I have a lot of home buying resources that help you figure out budget wise where you need to be. There's other videos I've made about this, like this one here, where I talk about budget and how to figure that out. So that's going to be for a separate video. Check out the ones I made before on it. But you really want to make sure to use resources online, whatever you can, to, what's the word I'm looking for? Brain fart. Make sure you're buying budget first, okay? 3B, you will be the laughing stock of your family. Not of your family. It will not make sense. It's like if you tell people you're buying right now, they're going to be like, why? Why? What's wrong with you? Especially, you know how I make fun of all the time, the YouTube commenters with the American Eagle flag. Those guys are not going to like you. They're like, oh my gosh, the bald guy's been saying this is going to crash for the past 2 years and he's right. Anyone who buys right now is stupid. Though there are people going to think you're dumb, but here's the reality, okay? Right now, if you're buying, it's because you're buying out of necessity, not out of logic. Yeah, I guess logic is a good way, so we'll say logic. You're buying out of necessity, and you need to have mental fortitude because you're doing this for yourself, not as an investment. You're buying shelter, right? But you're doing this regardless of no one thinks, because at the end of the day, this is your shoe, this is your life. You're going to have a little emotional fortitude, mental fortitude for all the people that are out there saying, oh, you're dumb for buying right now. 3C, you got your budget. The logic isn't sound, but the necessity is. 3C will be I kind of mentioned it earlier. You're going to buy long-term. Do not buy for a year or 2 years. Those days are gone. And if you are buying short-term hopefully meaning 5 years, I'll give you that. The idea of selling your house I don't think that's possible. It might not be. You might not necessarily make tons of money. So have the future plans include turning it into a rental. So that way, when you do buy your next house, you now have this house for rent and you put it for rent and you can still buy the second house. There'll be videos on that later. The long-term plan has changed. You have to, first of all, you have to buy it long-term. And if you're considering short-term, make sure it's only 5 years, at least minimum. And you have plans to turn it into a rental instead of selling it like people have for the past decade. So those are the 3.3 warnings I have for first-time home buyers right now. If you are buying a house right now, I salute you and I wish you the best of luck.